Hello, everyone, and welcome to this 48th episode of 5 Minutes with NY Ike. I am Isaac Sacolick, or NY Ike on Twitter, and in this episode, something many of you have asked me to speak about. It's about working with business stakeholders. They are interested in the impacts and the projects and innovations in digital transformation, but they don't understand how to participate in an agile life cycle. So in this episode, I'm going to share some secrets, and stay tuned to the end, and I'll be sharing a coupon code for my course, Everyone Can Be Agile, which is a course specifically for business stakeholders around Agile. Let's get started. So when you speak to business stakeholders about what they're looking for in digital transformations, you'll hear words around financials, right? Really growth, around growing the number of customers and changing the experience with them. And then also working around the brand, right? Modernizing the brand around digital and technology and data specifically. Now, when we translate that, we think through what the new model is going to look like. We think about where growth is going to come from, what markets we want to serve, and ultimately what types of experiences we want to build, either digital or physical, or very often some kind of hybrid physical and digital experience. Now, when we look at this as a goal, we know that there's certain aspects of capabilities that we have to build in, from technology and data and analytics, hyper automation, the use of machine learning and automation to really evolve the future of work. That's what the new model is going to entail, and we're not really sure what the timeline is, right? We probably have a good idea of where we want to be in a year or two, but once we get there in a year or two, we know there's going to be new technologies, new competition. We're going to continue to evolve what digital transformation means in our organization. So what do we do as technologists? We start thinking about this in terms of releases, right? Every release, we deploy some new functionality for customers and end users. We hope to get feedback and then go on to the next release. And we may do this in one track, we may do this in multiple tracks, but we have to explain to our business stakeholders the difference between a release and a milestone, right? A milestone can mean just hitting some kind of project endpoint where we can describe we've reached a specific stage gate, but a release really means that we're providing capabilities to our customers. So that's one major area of working with business stakeholders to understand. The second thing is the impact of getting to shorter releases means we're going to have less functionality. We have to make better prioritization decisions, but it also means we're going to get feedback a lot more frequent, which will help us stay aligned with where the market is going. And then lastly, and this is probably most important, right, the difference between waterfall and agile in their mindset is this requires participation, right? Stakeholders don't write up their requirements documents, throw it over the fence and expect deliverables at the end of the day. I want stakeholders participating in our prioritization. I want them there in our demo meetings to review, and ultimately I want feedback from them, right? So this shows you at a high level, we're trying to get to an endpoint. We're using releases to get there. I haven't done anything around agile or sprints yet, but once you get stakeholders understanding the differences between releases and milestones, feedback, and being part of the process, then you're starting to bring them on the journey of participating in an agile program. So I want to leave you with 5 building blocks, how to create successful agile programs inside digital transformation and kick them off with business stakeholders. And it starts with having a common vision. Now, if you've seen other episodes of 5 Minutes with NY Ike or read my blog, you know I've covered vision statements before. And so please, if you haven't seen this before, go to starcio.com/vision-statement. I have a video, I have more writing around this, and you'll get access to this vision statement. Now, from there, agile teams really need to be multidisciplinary. It's rare that any agile team is just technologists or just data scientists or just marketers, and explaining the rationale behind that to cut off the handoffs between different departments when there's silos is something you have to coach and maybe even gamify with business stakeholders so they fully understand what it means and what happens when you set up multidisciplinary teams. Now, going from there, the real heart of Agile is being able to create feedback loops. And that means having a very prescriptive program about how to collect feedback during demos, illustrating how you're using tools and technologies, focus groups to be able to get feedback, and sharing that feedback with stakeholders. This is why we're reprioritizing. This is why we're changing requirements. This is why we're pivoting. It's a very different mindset when you're using real-time feedback to really adjust your programs and your releases. Number 4 is, again, going back to those priorities, right? Stakeholders still want to come in to Agile teams with everything that it is that they want and a specific timeline. And what you are trying to work with them on is getting a forced ranked set of priorities based on business value. And so creating a drumbeat over and over and over again about, let's talk about what's the first few features that we're putting through our Agile planning process, and then we'll make sure that those get delivered first. So it's something that you're not going to get the very first time you do it, but as they see the team delivering, they're going to get aligned with how to prioritize what it is that they're looking for. And my recipe for doing this is in the StarCIO Agile Planning Programs. You've seen this diagram before on the left side. Programs like continuous planning and estimating that are part of what teams are doing, and that eventually allows leadership practices around roadmaps and creating standards and reliable releases. Okay, so when you can start doing the small things around Agile tied to initiatives, tied to digital transformations and visions, they're starting to get a better idea of what Agile looks like. Now, if you're struggling with this, I do have a course around this. It's called Everybody Can Be Agile. It's only about 2 hours. It retails for $30. It's all online. You can get it at the URL that you see above, starcio.com/guides/everyone-can-be-agile. And since you've been watching this, I have a limited number of coupons that I'm going to be giving 30% off if you sign up for the course with this coupon code 5NYIKE-Agile-2022. That's 30% off. That means it's about $20 to get this great course that really explains Agile in a nutshell. Okay, thank you for joining this week's episode of 5 Minutes with NY Ike. I have some super crazy announcements coming up over the next few weeks, so I hope you will subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you at future episodes. Have a great day.